You're listening to the Wanderlust Swingers podcast with Aussie hosts Kate and Daryl. If you're curious about exploring your sexuality or the swinging, hot-wifing and non-monogamous lifestyle, you've definitely come to the right podcast. Or maybe you just love travel adventures. Either way, we share our personal, sometimes juicy, sexy stories as well as swingers club and event reviews, interviews with other sassy people, and of course our global swinging adventures. We try to bring you a look into the diverse lifestyle that the swinging and non-monogamous community has. We hope you enjoy. Now let's get into the episode. Well, hey guys, and g'day and welcome back. This is episode 132, which is all about MFM threesomes with some...
Well, one in particular, right?
Double penetration involved, yeah.
Yeah.
So, exciting episode coming up, I think, anyway. Lots of revelations, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, then you're going to make some up, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be revelationatory.
It does have to be.
Yep.
Hey, Daryl.
Yes.
Cultural tidbit.
Yes, just the tip, though. I don't want all of it, just the tip.
It's about Slovenia.
Oh, yeah?
Why am I doing a cultural tidbit about Slovenia? Do you want to give the story? Give some feedback? Give some what's happening? What's going on?
Actually, I don't remember why. You did mention it to me.
Because 3 days ago we were in Slovenia.
Oh, yeah, good point. That's why.
My God.
It's not 3 days ago. It's longer than that.
No, 4 days, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Exactly. So anything past 3 days, erases from my memory.
Okay.
That's how it works.
We were going to actually drive to Venice because Venice is only a 4-hour drive, and we thought, why not go to Italy for the weekend after work on Friday, come back on Sunday, what could possibly go wrong? And then we were driving and we went up to the border crossing and it was super quick.
Oh, yeah.
And we were both giving each other like claps
high fives.
And we're like, this is awesome. We're going to hit Venice before like 8 p.m, get a nice dinner.
Get a nice Venetian dinner.
Bloody brilliant.
Probably some blinds.
We get up there, he takes our passports and we're like, this is awesome. High five, high five. And then he disappears.
Well, no, he said something in Croatian.
That's right.
To which I couldn't answer. And I excused myself and asked if he spoke English.
What'd you say?
Oprosti samo engleski.
Oprosti samo engleski.
He then proceeded to stand up and leave.
With our passports.
Yeah.
Which was concerning, I got to tell you.
Not really.
Yeah, it was for me.
It's not the first time people have taken my passport away. They generally give it back, though. I haven't been anally searched and they generally give it back. So
happy days.
Well, positive for me. I'm not real big on anal searching. Some people are. I mean, but each to their own.
Yeah. More power to you. You do you.
Yeah.
So he comes back eventually and...
Not eventually. It was like 3 minutes at best.
He comes back and then he hands us back our passports and says, can you do a Yui? Bust a Yui, please.
Yeah, can you crack a Yui? And we're like, oh, why? And he said...
You're not supposed to be here. Get out of here.
It's because I actually did know this as well, which is the most embarrassing thing, is that there's some of the border crossings are actually just for locals. So they don't allow... people who are not international travellers, I suppose, to travel across those borders, and we'd gone to one of those.
I didn't know that. So basically we had to turn around, bust a Yui, get out of there and go to another border crossing because that one was for locals only, and that explains why it was so goddamn quick.
Yeah, because the next one wasn't anywhere near as good.
No, beautifully quick, and we got through and we're like, this is going to be amazing, and then it wasn't.
Then we spent 2 hours in the next one.
Then we spent 2 hours in the next border crossing. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So then we didn't go to Venice. We ended up in Slovenia. And here comes my cultural tidbit for Slovenia.
Go.
Okay, ready? So there was a study done that answered a lot of questions about sexual interests in Slovenia. They then benchmarked it to the rest of the world. And so I have the list in front of me. Are you ready?
I'm excited.
You excited?
With excitement.
I'm excited. I'm excited to tell you this, actually. So in Slovenia, have tried blindfolding and handcuffing Slovenians, 28%. Benchmarked against the global average, 22%.
I was going to say that sounds higher than usual to me.
Role-playing games, 19%. Benchmarked against the rest of the world, 15%.
Yep.
Slightly higher. Dressing up, 9%.
Uh-huh.
Benchmark, 13%. What do you reckon's up with that?
Don't like to dress up.
I don't like to dress up. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, guess what, though? Benchmarked against Slovakia, 46%.
What is benchmarked against Slovakia?
So dressing up, Slovenia, 9%.
So Slovakians dress up a lot, 46%.
46%.
I mean,
46% of Slovakians were like, fuck yeah.
I feel like that's a study that's rife with inaccuracy.
You reckon?
Well, define dressing up.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Watching porn with your partner, 53%.
The fuck?
What do you reckon the global average is, out of curiosity?
10.
35.
What the fuck?
35%. South Africans apparently 60%.
I
But
don't know who the fuck we're hanging out with then.
shooting or photographing sex, 22% in Slovenia, 17% global average. Flogging, 13% in Slovenia, 19% global average. Not so keen on the flogging and the dressing up. Sex toys, 32%.
That's pretty low, isn't it?
Global average, 20.
What the fuck? I still don't know who we're hanging out with then.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who doesn't have sex toys. Even the people at my work.
You know what? We actually know people who have so many sex toys that for them it's a romantic novelty to use their fingers for manual stimulation.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. It's crazy.
Right?
Okay.
What do you think about Cultural Tidbit this week? Do you like it?
I mean, it was all right.
I have, if we go to Slovenia, I found some more. So we need to
What I can say is it's chock full of swingers.
We need to go back to Slovenia.
Yeah.
And then I can use my Cultural Tidbits.
Well, Ljubljana is just full of swingers.
You reckon?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, every time, because it's only an hour and a half drive from here, and every time we do a search, a whole lot of Ljubljanans come up in our search, and I'm always like, it's in another country, it's too far away, and then I realise it's only an hour's drive away, and I'm like, it's not so bad. Maybe we could just go.
Actually, it's funny you say that because we did get a message today from somebody from Ljubljana. How do we say it? Ljubljana. Always forget. So there you go. Lots of swingers in Slovenia.
For those of you who don't understand why we're struggling with the way it's pronounced, do yourself a favour and punch it into Google and see whether you can do any better.
Yes, lots of interesting spelling there.
Yeah.
All right, updates, life, the universe and everything. I'm getting over a UTI. That's a urinary tract infection. That's delightful. And the reason I'm bringing that up is actually because it relates and it pertains to the story today about the MFM Threesome.
Yeah, and your vagina's a dick.
Yeah. I love how you're insulting my pussy by using your cock to do that.
Not my cock.
Just a cock.
Just a cock.
Just a cock.
Yeah.
Out there in the world, roaming the streets.
Yeah, he's he's just cruising around.
Okay.
He's really bad at judging distances because he only has one eye. So he runs into things constantly. Like he's the worst for braking accuracy, like he's the guy who's driving really close to the car in front of him but doesn't realise.
Right.
Because he only has one eye.
And that's the cock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And occasionally he shuts his eye because his foreskin flips over like a hoodie that's not being worn right.
Like a hoodie on the loose.
And before you know it, he's fucking blind.
And then what happens?
Well, he just crashes.
Then he crashes.
He's blind.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I actually don't think cocks should be driving.
Is this a comic strip? Is this what's going on here? Like,
I feel like it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just imagine a penis in a car driving.
When the hood falls forward and then it's like,
little,
oh no.
like with these one ball on the throttle, one ball on the brake, like sort of curved up into the seat like he's a big cock.
So he's driving an automatic then?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's only got 2 testicles. What's he going to do?
I'm just saying.
Can't push then, oh man. Actually, I'm just thinking now about if he ever uses the ABS, that'd really hurt one of his testicles.
Yeah.
Because it would kick. So, yeah, and then he crashes into another car, and I see the airbag inflating, right? But the airbag is like a big tit, like a big boob with a nipple.
And is the other car driver my pussy? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, and then he flies through the windscreen, which coats him in the plastic that's in between the 2 glass layers on the windscreen.
Yeah.
And he then flings himself directly into the pussy.
Yeah. And where the urinary tract infection comes in is because all of the bacteria on the outside of the windshield because
the bug guts.
Yeah, the bug guts, right.
All
cool.
the bug guts.
So back to my urinary tract infection. So
can we just call it a UTI from now on?
I am going to. I just wanted to say it like that in case people haven't heard this term before.
I'm pretty sure most women have heard of this before.
Actually, be surprised on the number of women who have never had a UTI. And
every woman I've ever been involved with in any sort of reasonable turn relationship has had a UTI.
I know lots of them who haven't, and I just want to say, if you're a female out there listening to this and you've never had a UTI, God bless you. That's all. You're blessed.
You don't want to just say, fuck you.
You're blessed. No, good for them.
Yeah,
not
good
a bad
for them.
thing. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd take no UTI.
No, that's what I mean. Don't you want to just like steal their ability to not get UTIs?
No, man, I'm praising it. I like it.
I feel like many porn stars don't get UTIs.
I have been trying to interview a sex worker, porn star, someone in the industry now for a very long time to talk about pussy maintenance. So I'm going to continue down that thread because I think it is a really interesting. I wanted to talk to somebody like a cam model, a porn star, actually somebody who shoots movies with multiple partners.
What I can say is men are blessed with a long urethra, so we don't have to deal with that shit.
So I'm gonna keep going down that path. So anyway, my UTI.
We also don't have to give birth. Totally separate topic, but also something that we don't wish to do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sounds painful.
I tried to get pills in Slovenia. That didn't happen. Finally came back to Croatia. Managed to get myself in to see a urologist because for whatever reason.
A cock biscuit is what you managed to see.
You can't get them here from a normal doctor.
Total raging cunt.
He was an absolute arsehat. And if you follow us on Instagram, you'll actually see a post where I talk about what happened with this particular doctor who basically shamed me for trying to seek medical care. And it was a crappy situation. Anyway, I'm on the up and up. I'm on the mend. And that's
I took a shit on the bonnet of his car.
Did you?
No, but I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay. Well, hey, thanks.
I'm waiting for it to be like I'm waiting for the night after a big night out or something so that it's like, not a good shit.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like a bad shit.
This is you supporting me?
Yeah.
For shitting on his car?
Yeah.
Can I choose another way for you to support me?
Piss in his car?
No.
Has it got anything to do with his car?
No.
Okay, what else can I do?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. None of those things.
Okay, so, I really want you to support me, but I don't know how you can achieve that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is a marriage. Yep.
I just want
officially.
you to make me happy.
Okay, I can do that.
Ask me how.
How?
No idea.
Yeah.
You should just know.
I should know.
Yeah. That's marriage in a nutshell, people. No, so that was my nightmare doctor visit.
Fucking throw a penis through a windscreen at you.
Hey, another update. How was Poland? Last time we spoke to everybody, you were on your way to Poland.
Poland was lovely.
Yeah.
Poland's really nice, actually. I really would like to go back there and spend a bit of time.
You went to Warsaw?
I did.
And you drove around the country?
Yeah, I went to Warsaw and then I did 1,000 kilometres in 2 days. So 600 miles in 2 days. It was actually no, so yeah, whatever. 600 miles in 2 days. It was a long lot of driving.
In a little buzz box too, right?
Yeah, it was a shitty little. Well, actually, it was a brand new car, but honestly, the Poland speed limit is like infinity, and my car wasn't capable of that. Mm-hmm. It was top speed of 194 kilometres an hour.
That's pretty fast.
It's faster than a rabbit until you get stopped in traffic, and then a fucking rabbit overtakes you.
Yeah.
I had a rabbit overtake me in Poland.
Yeah.
First time ever in my life.
Yeah, so if you do follow us on Twitter and you saw a random tweet about a rabbit.
Fucking rabbit. I was sitting in traffic and a rabbit overtook me on the freeway.
Yeah, you pop into Twitter every now and then and make these posts. And then
I couldn't believe that I got overtaken by a rabbit.
And then some people are like, Kate, what's going on with you right now? Why are you talking about rabbits overtaking you?
Yeah. And then they realise, wow, it's awesome. It's Daryl tweeting.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. One last Life, the Universe and Everything update before we get into the main segment today. If you live in Arkansas, what is going on with Arkansas? What's happening?
I know exactly what's happening.
Can somebody explain this shit to me?
I tried to.
I got to know.
And you told me I was wrong.
I got to know. What
More
actually
than
is
once.
it? What's the go, Daryl? I couldn't actually. I had to write this down in my notes. I couldn't get past it.
What do you mean what's the go?
I can't sleep, right? I just think this is
There's
disturbing.
no such thing as Arkansas, you weirdo.
Well, that's how it's spelled. So you tell me.
Yeah, no shit, but Libiana is not spelled fucking.
You tell me how Arkansas doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
I thought Arkansas and Arkansas were two different places.
Yeah, I know you did, you fucking weirdo. And you tried to convince me of that.
I did, and then we had a Google session this afternoon.
No. I then went away. I left that alone.
Yeah, I would have kept arguing that one.
Yes, you would have. I left it alone and I walked away, and that was months.
Oh, that wasn't months. It was
weeks.
Yeah,
weeks
maybe a week
ago.
or two.
And then I asked you to search for Arkansas.
Important relationship advice, though.
Yeah, walk away.
You knew you weren't going to win that argument.
No, I knew that it was going to become a fight. I knew I was going to.
Because I would have been like, no, you're an idiot.
I was going to.
They're clearly two different places, Daryl.
I was going to win the argument, but I was not going to win the war.
No, and then you left it and came back and you're like, hey, can you Google this to me? And I Google, I'm like, what's going on?
Because I'm going there.
Babe, what's going on, babe?
Next week.
It's wrong.
Week after next, I'm in Arkansas.
So if you live there, send me an email. What's actually going on? Why are you guys pronouncing it weird?
I mean, there's a lot of places that are pronounced weird in the US as well.
I have a real big problem with this one though. I got to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a problem with it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. Hey, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and we're going to start talking a little bit about this threesome episode. All right, guys, welcome back. So, Daryl, the threesome situation.
We had one.
And we
took
took
more than one, but this was one.
We took some audio on the day and beforehand, and I'm going to play some of that for people right now because I want to kind of talk about what I spoke to you about beforehand and delve a little bit more into the compersion side of things. So if you are actually part of our Patreon community, you would have already heard these audio snippets, and I gave you guys some insight into some of this. And so we're going to get into a little bit more now. So I'm going to play the audio. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, I wanted to talk about this right now on my phone before I forget about it, because I'm not great at remembering stuff. I'm on my way from the bathtub to the shower after I've just, scrubbed the dead skin off my feet for an MFM. My question is, does it partially or sometimes or bother you when you think about the fact that, you see me in track pants all the time or whatever? I don't actually have track pants, but you get the gist. And I get primped and pampered for another man coming over. Does that ever bother you?
Yes.
It does?
Yeah.
So I should probably try to make sure that I do this on like a random Wednesday night as well.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that's because you feel like I'm just doing it for them, or is it because, does it not play off the sexiness a little bit for you? Like it's showing off?
It does in some way, yes. Okay. But also not. I mean, just because, I'd have a lesser expectation of you to do this for me, like less regularly. But, I still some days put in to look nice for you.
I do too, though, when we go out and do stuff. So if we go out on a Friday night, I would do the same.
How often do we go out?
That's what I was going to say. So do you feel like if that's not happening more regularly, and it's not like we're having, this doesn't happen often where we get dressed up for other people.
Yeah.
Let's call it, once a month? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, you're dreaming.
Right, so let's just say once a month for ease sake.
Yeah, let's just make that number up.
How many times would you desire me to get primped and stuff for you?
I would think that 1 for 1 would be a nice parody.
Just 1 for 1.
Yeah.
I would have thought that would be more often. 1 for 1.
Well, no? You're still getting dressed tonight to include me.
I know, that's what I was going to say. Like, it obviously includes you, and I would imagine it is a little bit of a sexiness for show-off purposes for you in a little bit as well.
Yeah. But, you could extend that out to other things you do as well.
Like, you could show me off if we went to a bar and I was looking really sexy.
Yes, there's that, but I'm talking about other things that you do for other people that you're doing lesser for me.
Okay.
Like photos.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which I think it's probably been months since I've received something from you that
Texas
was made for me.
And Miami. That was specifically for you.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. Interesting. All right, that's all. I love you.
I'm going for a shower now.
I shaved my big toe.
Oh, that's good news.
Both of them, actually.
Because they're hairy as fuck. You're like basically a yeti.
I know. I actually hurt myself with the pumice stone. I got a little bit...
pissing blood. Literally pissing blood.
I got carried away with the pumice stone. I was like, I can fix my feet in one go.
Why the fuck are you pumicing your ass? That's not where you need to pumice.
That's the side of my foot.
That's nearly your ankle.
Yeah, but that needs...
You don't pumice ankle.
That needs pumicing as well.
No, it doesn't.
Everything needs.
No.
Get the skin off me.
Pumice is on the heels.
Okay.
Maybe a little of the underfoot.
I'm bleeding now, so...
Yeah, like a stuck fucking pig. That's good news.
Mm.
You're going to leave some little puddles around the house as you wander around?
Fuck no, we clean today.
And just like your period?
Okay, I love you.
I want to take something back there. You don't have feet like a yeti.
Oh, okay. I don't have legs like a yeti.
No. No, you have feet like Frodo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you say Frodo? Frodo.
Yeah.
I've still got a bit of a scab on my foot from where...
It's not on your foot. That's your fucking ankle.
From excessive...
Let's be clear.
Excessive pumicing.
Ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's closer to your knee than it is to your foot.
We obviously had this discussion as I was getting ready, and I wanted to bring it up because I think it's really important to talk about in more depth, because when we talk about compersion, and especially around the hotwifing lifestyle, where you are desiring me and you get something out of me being, selfishly sexy or sexual or whatever it is that the Monogamous Marriage blog wrote recently, and we spoke about that in the last episode. So compersion, the feeling of joy one has for experiencing or witnessing another one's joy, the opposite of jealousy. And I understand what
Why are they not intertwined, though?
I understand what you're saying about you feeling like it needs to be balanced more for me doing these things for you than it is for other people. I get that.
It's actually not what I said, but yes, let's run with that.
You said 1 for 1.
I said somewhere near parity, yes.
Yeah, 1 for 1. And during that, we also spoke about, well, when I'm getting ready for another man, it's also for you. Like, it's for the fact that these things turn you on. And so I just wanted to dig into that a little bit more if you had anything else to add to that, particularly as it pertains to the swinging and hotwifing lifestyle, on how to make sure that we're hitting that balance, or make sure that you understand that when I am getting ready and I'm choosing lingerie or choosing a dress, or I'm sending photos to other people, in my mind, it's also about the excitement that you get from that.
Yes, that is absolutely the case. There is some excitement I receive from that as well, but the excitement is only there, especially on sending photos and things like that, if I'm involved or aware. If there's just photos being sent and I'm not aware of that, that just then becomes more of a relationship you're sharing with them that grows potentially to a level that it makes me feel uncomfortable, because you've shared more with them than you have with me over an equivalent period of time. Now, I'm not saying that I expect the same amount, but I also want to be included in that discussion. So whether that's before, during, or after, I don't think is hugely different. But to have your primary partner, in your case, or in our case, that's
Penny.
us, right? Yeah, Penny's.
You know she's the leader of the household.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No, she isn't.
Yeah.
She follows
we go on
me.
holidays and it's like, oh shit, does the Airbnb accept dogs? Like, that's the level of...
Yeah.
Carry on.
So getting back from weirdness, talking about the dog,
Okay.
and the issue becomes more when there's a lot more outgoing to others, whether it be an individual or a group or an online media. When I start receiving one of the pictures of the 10 that is sent, that becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm. So to clarify for the listeners out there, because as I'm listening to this, I understand where you're coming from, but I think that there could easily be a perception that there's jealousy involved here. So can you clear up, or maybe talk about the fact that this is not necessarily you being jealous about the receiver of this other attention, or are you? Like, what would you say in that regard?
I'll clear it up by saying that there is certainly some jealousy, but it's not jealousy against an individual. It's an attention and focus jealousy. So it's more that surely even after 10 years together, I should rate enough in your day, week, or month that you would take the time to send something to me as well as sending something to somebody else.
So from my perspective, if I can share, when I'm doing... Podcast over. When I'm doing these things, and the only reason often, or the start of the reason that I delve into these, or have delved into a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, was because it was started by you. It was something where you'd brought up a desire, and then I've gone off and run with it, maybe expanded on it. Yeah,
but let's just use a nice equivalent here. If you pumice your fucking foot too much, it bleeds.
And so when I'm doing these things, in my head, and I'll take OnlyFans as an example, in my mind, I'm like, this is turning Daryl on. This is compersion for Daryl. This is a desire for Daryl. This is turning him on because I'm sending out this selfishly sexual content. And in my mind, I'm like, you're a big part of that. And this is a driver, and it's...
But I think you're mislabeling the selfishly sexual, because when it's being developed purely for a particular media, pick one, it's not about you or me. It then becomes about them.
I would argue that it is about us, because...
But I would argue that it isn't.
Oh, shit.
So it can be if we're involved, but if only you are involved, then it's not about us, it's about them and you.
Okay. Well, we probably need to have a broader discussion on that, because a lot of the effort that I'm putting in, or that sort of stuff, I'm doing it and I'm thinking about how you're going to be enjoying this, and the fact that you would enjoy this. So to hear that...
It's actually, there's no issue with the outgoing. That's not the problem. The problem is more on our side. So again, if 20 things go one direction and I'm not involved in those, and I have to go hunting for them, like actually either pick up your phone or log into a different site or whatever that looks like, then at some point you've got to question where you stand in the interest level.
The pecking order?
Well, yeah. I mean, where do I stand when everybody else is receiving 20, 30, 40 pictures, videos, whatever that looks like over the month, and I get one.
Just thinking about this, and then I want to change the subject and actually get onto other things. But would you want me to just send you that exact same content? Like if I'm sending out 20 photos, do you want me to send you those 20 photos?
Well, no. I mean, surely as somebody who's involved in your life and has spent this long with you, and you enjoy you enjoy the company of more than the other people that you're talking to and you're in love with, surely there should be some at some point something that differentiates me from them.
Yeah, I actually was digging into that on purpose, because I think that, when I'm sending out these, say, again, 20 photos, you're then expecting something else.
But I'm not. So I'm expecting that there would be something that would be particularly for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm expecting you to
20 bespoke photos to you and 20 bespoke photos to. I know you're not saying that. I'm just digging into it so we can get
past it. I mean,
make more sense of it.
Okay.
I mean, I do find it particularly sexy, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I have a story to tell you. I find it particularly sexy when these other people are getting involved in our adventure. It actually it turns me on.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk. I don't want to foreshadowing here, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I'm going to play some more audio. Are you ready?
Yes.
Real quick, how's my hand?
Yeah, looks good.
Looks okay?
Yeah.
Can you check my arsehole?
What?
Make sure it's carefree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got some of your head hair that's fallen into your arsehole. Yep, it's hair free.
Looks good. Get down in there.
I'm just pulling out your fucking head hair out of your arsehole. Yep, looks good.
Okay. Should I wear a butt plug?
Depends. What are you planning on doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you want to put it in?
Yeah.
It is important to really take notice of your grooming regime and make sure that, everything is just nice and ready in cases. You never know. Truly, you never know what's going to happen. And sometimes...
Vibrating one?
No, not the vibrating one. Sometimes you just want to make sure that, you're hair-free. Hair-free since 93. It's not true. Because I would have been in 3rd grade. Do you have a butt plug song? Here, make one up. Jingle while you're putting a butt plug in.
Putting on the lube on a butt plug. Try not to drip it on the panty's head.
Yeah.
Putting on the lube on the butt plug.
You want me to bend over more?
Kate's not helping stretching her cheeks apart.
How's that?
Putting in the butt plug.
Ow, dude, lower.
I can see it. Can you see it too? Putting in the butt plug in the butthole.
That's a really bad song.
You can also do it if you want to.
Thanks, babe.
No worries.
So my butt plug's nice and clean, nice and tidy.
Yeah. I spilled a little bit of lube, so I just need to clean that up.
Okay.
And your hair makes you look like a Wookiee right now.
Okay.
How's the butt plug?
Good.
Yeah.
A bit cold.
I'm sorry, I should have microwaved it.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Microwave, go bang bang.
I know.
Love you.
But I'll go bang bang. Get me too.
So my question, obviously that audio...
Firstly, I need to state that jingle was fucking amazing.
It was pretty shit, actually.
Your butt plug was pretty shit.
Was that supposed to be like a drum roll? That tisk? Like a joke?
No.
Pun?
What?
Huh?
It was fucking amazing. Let's agree.
It wasn't amazing.
Cool, we agreed that it was
obviously
amazing.
That audio, Daryl was moving in and out of the speaker and
it's
microphone
fucking
area.
terrible
So
audio, Kate.
I had to try and fix it as best I can.
Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you fix it?
Because you're literally in another room inside
be
a drawer.
better.
Just be better. My question about the butt plug, we spoke about potential double penetration. Did that, having the butt plug, putting the butt plug in, does that excite you? Did that excite
absolutely.
you, the thought of it?
Yes, of course. The excitement went away pretty quickly just after that, where you said, this butt plug's the wrong fucking butt plug. But right up until that point, it was yes, very exciting and yes, energizing and sexy and all those things, yes.
Yes, it was the heavier of the two. So I did actually change that butt plug out for my lighter one because I knew I was going to be wearing it for 3 hours. Do you think that you curb some of your enthusiasm? Because we were talking about potential DP, but I mean, when you talk about these things, it's never a definitive. So when you're getting excited about that sort of stuff, do you curb it a little bit in the thought that I don't want to get too excited because if it doesn't happen, then I might be disappointed?
No, it's not because because I'll be disappointed. I curb my excitement because I don't want you to feel pressured to do it if you don't feel like you want to do it.
But
so it's got nothing at all to do with
disappointment
and all to do with you being comfortable enough to say you're not interested.
Butt plugs, just by their very design, put pressure on, just so you know.
What?
Because you said you didn't want me to feel pressured, and I was wearing a butt plug. And
Oh, wow. Fuck. Jesus, that was a callback and a stretch.
no, my arsehole was stretched because I had the butt plug.
Jesus, it's getting worse. How do I make it stop? Do I have to sit
You
here?
put a butt plug in. It makes it stop.
Do I have to sit here and be quiet for the next 2 hours so that this doesn't continue?
I got nothing for that last sentence.
Yeah,
Damn
good.
it. Damn it. Hey, all right, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're actually going to talk about what happened with the threesome. And I have a couple of questions for Daryl. But more importantly, I have a little story. I wrote down my thoughts briefly on the threesome. So
Gonna take the butt plug out.
you got to work on that jingle.
Fucking awesome.
All right, Daryl, can I read you this?
No.
Man, a lot of rejection tonight.
I mean, just you're asking for a lot of closed questions tonight, so you're just opening yourself up for the no.
Okay, here we go. The day of the threesome, I had received a tribute from a sexy follower. He wanted to spoil me for the day, and in return, I would spoil him. During the day, I was sending him photos and videos, updating on what I was up to. Little pussy shots of me in my shorts at the cafe and more. It was so sexy being able to share this fantastic day with another man. It made me feel like a sexual goddess. Later that day, I went to the lingerie store to buy new lingerie and sent him videos of me in the change room choosing the lingerie that I would ultimately wear for 2 other men that he paid for. I bought my new lingerie, took a bath, and started getting ready for the date. I shaved everything. This is when I shaved my big toe, by the way, just in case you were curious.
Loofed the fuck out of everything.
I wanted to make sure I was in perfect condition for the 2 men later that night. I have to start with the obvious. My pussy was so used up the next day. Very true. Looking back on all the videos we took, I can certainly see why.
Yep.
I started out that night by getting Dee to put my butt plug in my asshole because I was secretly hoping for some double penetration. We have only done this once before, and I was ready for trying this again and hoping to come extremely hard. We sucked. He loves tasting me and sucking on my clit. We played and enjoyed each other for hours. Earlier in the evening, we tried some DP with Dee entering me from behind. It worked for a little while and was sexy as hell. Meanwhile, Dee was filming some video. Naughty Dee. But my single man wasn't able to stay in that position for too long. Later, after we were playing for a while, I decided it was time to ride Dee, and V came up from behind me and inserted himself from behind. We ended up having another double penetration play, but this time with our single male friend entering me from behind. Needless to say, I came extremely hard.
Yes.
So, what I wanted to mention before about this sexiness about involving a third person.
Yes.
This person that is a podcast listener that wanted to spoil me a little bit made me feel extremely sexy all day.
Yep.
And the thought of the fact that he had bought the lingerie that was going to turn your cocks hard, and it did. I remember walking out in the lingerie and it was like tent city.
Yes, that is correct.
That was really, really sexy, and I think that really added to my just exploration for the evening. Really, it did.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I know before when you were talking about, other people getting these photos and stuff, and I know this one in particular was something new for us. I'd never done anything like this before, where I was kind of interacting with this person for the entire day. It really fueled me, and it made me feel really sexy, really attractive, and excited for the journey that I was going to go on, and excited for the fact that then I would go off and tell that person after what happened as well and fuel them. What was making me so interested and so excited was the fact that it was somebody else desiring me as well as the 2 other, yourself and the other gentleman that were in the room. And that was just really hot to think about. So that's something that I wanted to mention to you and ask you what you think about that.
Well, I think it's really interesting. I wasn't aware of that until right now. So I haven't had a lot of time to think about it, but I have some questions. So is that because he's out of the room as well? Is that an important part to that?
Yeah, it is. It's somebody that is going to get that information throughout the day or later.
Yeah.
And is possibly going to masturbate.
Yeah.
About how, again, it's all about that sexual self-gratification. It's me explaining and me having some sort of proof, I guess, that I am a sexual goddess and I'm somebody that is attractive and interesting and exciting enough so that this person would get off on some of the content that I'm sending them.
Yeah, okay. Understand.
And also wish they were there in the room.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, that's that I'm not sure how many times you could play that game before it loses its shine, though. That's what I'm curious about.
No idea.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think that's fabulous. I think it's quite exciting that you are excited. That you were excited by that and enjoyed the day. I think it's something. If you find something you like, you should try to repeat it and see whether it's something that you continue to enjoy.
Now knowing what I just told you, does that change your perception of what we just spoke about before, about you feeling unbalanced, or does that make you go, well, hold on a second, if this is really exciting to you, then even more I want to fucking know about it and show me and tell me?
Well, I'm actually, so it's not, I don't have to be shown or told about this stuff at the time. And in fact, I'm more excited to hear about you talking about it now than I would have been on the day. Because that, let's be very honest, I remember that day and I had a very tough day at work and I wouldn't have been able to interact with you if you had been sending me stuff.
Yeah, actually that's true.
So with that in mind, I mean, I know life gets in the way and you have the capability sometimes to explore this stuff alone, and I don't have a problem with that. The idea that it fueled your fire and turned you on is awesome. I love that, and I think it's something I'd love more of for you. And it doesn't have to be more of this, but more of things that just make you feel like you want to go after sex and you want to enjoy sex. And, you know, like the more you do of that, I think the better it is for you. And the more sexy you feel, the better our relationship generally is.
Yeah.
When you feel unattractive, which happens.
Yeah, all the time. Can we actually, hold on, can we just actually normalize that?
Yeah.
Everybody feels unattractive.
Yeah, of course.
So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, wow, this sounds amazing, and like there must be hot bodies and really attractive people. And
Fuck no.
Listen,
Jesus.
stop whatever you're doing and actually listen to this. Every single person, and I'm not going to say woman, I'm not going to put a sex on this, every single person goes through a moment where they don't feel attractive, desirable, interesting, witty,
Even
intelligent, whatever it is.
The most attractive people you've ever seen go through that.
Right.
And I can say that out loud because some of the most attractive people I've ever fucking seen have told me this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention that. Like I feel unattractive more than I feel attractive, I would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I just want to put that out.
That's not also a healthy balance.
It's not a healthy balance. I'm just letting people know that that's the case. I interrupted you though, sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You were talking about
fuck that story.
If I feel attractive and if I feel like it adds to our relationship and it adds to our experiences.
Well, I mean, it adds to you as an individual feeling comfortable in your own skin, which the more people feel okay about who they are sexually, physically, mentally, the more they're comfortable, the more confident they are, the more sexy they are, the more, you know, there's a whole lot of things that come along with that. And certainly for our relationship, it's a positive.
Yeah. So it really felt to me like this was almost like a third-party virtual hot-wifing experience.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And it just felt really interesting. And like I said, I'd never done anything like this before. This particular listener was like, I want to give you a tribute, and I'm going to spoil you, and let's just see how this goes. And it was really interesting, and it felt amazing, and it felt naughty, and it felt taboo. Because again, here is a man buying the lingerie, paying for the lingerie that I'm going to wear for somebody. Like it just, and not just paying for the lingerie I'm going to wear for you, but for another man as well. Like it just felt incredible.
Dirty.
And dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Sexy dirty.
But sexy dirty.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the play. There was a lot of it. There was a lot. I actually watched.
Well, there was.
I watched some of the video and I was like, that is exactly why my pussy hurt so much the next day.
Yeah, well, we masturbated to the video
we did.
day.
Oh, we did too.
Yeah.
We masturbated to the video the next morning.
Because I couldn't fuck you because your pussy was too beat up.
That's right. Yeah. And then you were like, how about we masturbate? And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, actually, yeah, I'm going to masturbate. And then we were like, oh, let's watch the video. And I was like, yeah, let's watch the video. And then it was really good.
Yes, I concur.
So you spent a lot of time watching and filming. And I had why did you want to spend so much time just watching? And in fact, so much so that you did this, that afterwards, after he'd left, you actually said to me out loud, I spent a lot of the time just standing back and watching. And I'm curious, run me through why you did that, what you were thinking, what happened.
I mean, okay, so certainly I enjoy watching you play. There's no doubt about that. And the last time we played with this particular individual as well, I took a bit of time then as well to step back and just watch. And I realized I enjoyed that. And also I also like having potentially video in future that I can use as well for getting me off.
Just on that, actually, the last time we spoke about taking video with this particular gentleman, and we joked about this being masturbatory
fuel
for you.
Yeah.
How many times would you say you've used that for masturbating since then, roughly?
Well, I mean, I was in Poland for 2 days, so there's 16 times that it was used
No, I'm
there.
serious. Like, how many times would you say you've probably
A lot.
gone back and watched
A
that?
lot.
A lot?
Yeah. I mean, we have a few videos on the way through. That we've managed to pick up because you've played remotely or something like that, where you've been kind enough, or the partner in that couple has been kind enough to get something. They're all very exciting to me. I love watching that sort of stuff. It's very sexy to see you, and it's not about being fucked. It's about you being sexual. Yeah. So a lot. I wouldn't know a number, but many times. And this time around, the reason I stood back is because I found that enjoyable in the past. So I wanted to see where the limit is for me. And honestly, I'm not sure, but I think I may be able to stand back and just watch the whole thing.
And not participate at all.
Yeah. So look, we've discussed previously, or I'm pretty sure I have.
Just sitting in a chair and watching.
No, not that. I mean, I can come in an instant if I want to. Like it can be done.
Go. And now.
No.
And go.
Well, no, that was 3 times already. I'm done. But no, I think this is comparable to a lot of men. Without a lot of thought, we can come very quickly. But thankfully, I also have the capability to remain firm. Now, this is what's really interesting to me on this is that it becomes sort of an edging scenario, but not edging because I'm generally not, like, I'm not standing there masturbating. That's not what I'm doing. I'm standing there watching and enjoying
and
what's
filming.
happening and filming. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of filming. Actually, I cut it all together and I think it's 14 minutes of.
Yeah. So anyway, that was because the last time I thought I did a lot of filming and it was like fucking 1 minute and 3 seconds or something total.
4 minutes, but yeah.
It wasn't 4 minutes.
It is. I was looking at. Okay.
Who do you think sampled this video more, you or me?
True.
Yeah, it's not that long. And by the way, half of that time is fucking slow motion.
Yeah, that was right. How come you didn't do any slow motion this time? Like last
Slow
time?
Slow motion's a bit of a bitch to get to on my phone, if I'm honest. That's probably the main reason.
Just inconvenience.
Yeah, it's just an inconvenient spot. You have to press like other and then go into other, and there's like 12 different things, and then you got to press. Yeah, it's an Android thing. A Samsung thing. Anyway, so I really quite enjoyed standing back and watching, and just seeing and being a fly on the wall. I think I could possibly, and sorry, the reason I brought up coming is because I came a lot and hard. So it was a really, really strong orgasm for me.
So it was a different orgasm? Because that's pretty rare for you.
No, it's not different.
Oh, damn it.
They're not different. It's just the same but bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the DP stuff.
Uh-huh.
But before I do that, can you, because you watch so much, I would like you to explain to the listeners.
Oh, shit, this is not going to be easy.
What you saw, what happened, what positions, what turned you on.
I've drunk fucking so much wine between there and now.
Like, what happened? I want you to run me through what you saw.
So immediately you wandered out. So one of the things I really did like and did turn me on is that there was no prompting for you to get changed. He didn't prompt. No. I didn't prompt.
No.
We were just sitting back, enjoying each other's company.
Guess who did that? Me. I did that.
You did. Yeah.
I did that.
You did.
Yeah. Me. I did that. That's all. Just giving myself little props.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks, babe.
So you went well, actually, I didn't see where you went. I was chatting with him when you got up. I actually thought you'd gone to the bathroom, which was interesting because I'm sitting there thinking, man, she is having a huge dump. But that wasn't what it was. So you actually went into the room, you got changed just without any prompting and came out, and you were looking sexy as fuck, really hot. I mean, the lingerie was really nice. Is really nice. You know, it's not dead yet. So, and I think you're right. There was immediate penis responses in the room, but also he was very excited to get up and start touching, kissing you immediately. Basically.
He was, yeah. And there were definitely 2 hard cocks in the room, and that was exactly the response that I was going for. Yeah. So well done.
Achieved you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you should high five yourself, but you can't because you're holding the microphone.
I kind of high five my knee.
Okay, you can't high five your knee.
Done it twice.
Yeah, okay.
High five my head, but then you're just hitting yourself in the head, and it's weird.
High fiving your knee is pretty fucking weird. Just between you and I and everybody listening.
High foot.
No, let's not go any further. Okay. After that, so I didn't realise that lingerie is actually crotchless.
It's actually more backdoorless.
Yeah, it's quite hidden the way it's.
Yeah, so it's not
set
actually. You've still got the gusset at the bottom, and
It doesn't go
just,
all the way around where your vagina entrance is.
No, so it's like ever so. It's good for anal. I would say that, which is actually so you could see my butt plug.
Yes.
Through it.
Okay, so anyway, so he while he was kissing you, he took the time to reach underneath and find. He was reaching from the back as well, I think. So he found your pussy from the back, which was sexy to watch. But I was also touching you from behind as well. Anyway, and then basically that manoeuvred very quickly into the bedroom. I think it moved so. I think your lingerie served its purpose in the first 45 seconds.
Yes, because cost versus return on lingerie
is ludicrous. Yeah, the return on investment on lingerie is just, there is no CFO anywhere in the world who'd sign off on that. They'd be like, no, that's not worth it. Anyway, they're wrong, by the way. They're all wrong. This is why accounting can't be used for everything. We then went into the bedroom and you bent over to expose your pussy more to him.
Well, I'm showing him that you can see my butt plug.
Yeah, and he started playing with you, basically.
He started playing with my butt plug too. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
He was playing. So he started using his hands, and then he started and he loves oral. Actually, I said that in my story, but he loves oral, and
yes,
he started
really
going down
does.
on me, and he was playing with my butt plug
while he was going down.
While he was going down on me. Yeah.
Okay. So and then he stopped doing something. I remember distinctly you saying, "Keep doing that," which was interesting because you're typically not very demanding of your own sexuality. You ask other people to do things. You know, you'll control the room, but you're generally not very controlling of what you want, which it's nice to see when you do it. I really enjoy that. So from there, he then laid you down and started going down on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We were kissing on the bed.
Yeah.
And I remember the top half of my lingerie was down, and then I think
your tits were out, yes.
Yeah, my tits were out, and then I pulled all the lingerie down.
Well, I actually helped with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was getting in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got it all the way down, all the way off, and then he was going down on you, and he does love to go down on you. He loves licking your pussy. He spent quite a bit of time there, to the point where you said to him,
"Stop, or I'm going to come."
Yeah, you did, but also you said, "It's time for me to suck. I want to suck a cock." Right, because at this point I'd basically stood back. I hadn't really been involved a lot at this point.
No.
So we're now probably 10-ish minutes into the
I think longer than that.
Let's call it 10, 15, somewhere around there.
At that point I was like, okay, enough of that. Have to change positions, and I started sucking his cock. Yep. And then I turned around and he was playing with my pussy. I was on my hands and knees, and he was playing with my pussy from behind while I was sucking your cock.
Yes.
I remember that. That was a really nice position, and at that point too I was extremely wet, obviously, because he'd been licking my pussy for
You were actually extraordinarily wet all evening, which I think now I understand because of the involvement with the third party as well. Prior to, probably had you wet for most of the day. Is that a fair statement?
Interested for most of the day. Yeah, I think that probably I would have started getting wet when I was actually thinking about and changing into the lingerie. Was really when it started.
So, sorry, I shouldn't have said wet. That's not the right phrase. I meant aroused. That's the better, the true word behind it. From there, I don't remember how it transitioned from that location. I think he went down on you some more after that as well. He turned you over again and went down on you some more.
So how did we transition? You don't know?
I don't really remember. I remember that he went back down on you again. He was playing with your tits really quite assertively. I wouldn't say aggressively, but certainly
I would
firmly.
agree with that, because I think later in the evening I was like, a little bit tender.
He was really going to town with your breasts, and you were actually enjoying that, which is actually unusual for you.
Yeah.
You're not normally a strong breast play girl.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there was obviously a lot of different positions, and I would say that play involved him maybe 70% of the time, and you 30%. Would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were filming and taking photos and stuff. So there was a moment, and the reason this is so prevalent in my memory.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is because we have video of it, and you can hear the sound. And it's where I'm doggy style, and he has one knee down and then a foot up. Like, so he's got his hips raised kind of thing. and he's fucking me from behind, and he was absolutely pounding my pussy, and this is what caused the problem the next day.
No, I don't think that is what caused
You don't reckon?
That caused the sore pussy, but that didn't cause the UTI.
No, that's what I'm saying. It caused the sore pussy. After the next day when we watched that footage, I was like, well, that's the culprit right there.
Certainly a part of it,
Yeah, right there.
But yeah, I mean, you guys had sex for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say there was probably 30 minutes of his cock inside you.
Yeah.
Or a combination of, well, definitely his cock. I mean, when it got to me being involved with you vaginally, it didn't take a long time for me to come.
Well, we'd already been doing DP at that point.
Yeah.
And actually, so this is I'm going to intersect now and talk about the DP. So as I mentioned in my story earlier, we've only done double penetration once before, and the other man.
I have a question for you before you get into that.
Okay.
Why? What was the prompter, the driver? What?
Just decided that I wanted to try it again.
Okay.
That's all. No
there was
rhyme or reason.
So there's nothing sexy or nothing else around this, not because of the third party involvement.
No, I was just like, hey, if DP is on the cards, I wouldn't mind trying DP if I'm in the mood for it later.
Okay. Yeah, that's the answer I'm looking for.
And like I said in my audio earlier, you really got to prepare for that stuff. It's not something that you can haphazardly. Well, you can do it. It's not something that I would haphazardly do after an evening of wine or whatever. I just wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I like preparing for these sorts of things. So DP. So the last time that we did this, the other gentleman was fucking me anally.
Yes.
And so this time, I really
Lovely
wanted...
gentleman that he is.
Yes. I really wanted you to fuck me anally. That was part of my idea.
Yeah.
And so we did actually try it where V was in my pussy and I was on top of him, and then you were fucking me in the ass. Now, it didn't last very long because he kept falling out. And what I wanted to say about this, in anal and double penetration in particular, if you are considering trying anal or double penetration, I find it much easier, even if you and I are just playing anally, if the play is happening as a second course, not as the appetizer. So I'd already been playing for quite a while at that point.
Yeah.
And was being stimulated and had an orgasm and all of that. So by the time this rolls around, obviously, my pelvic and anal muscles quite relaxed.
You're just more relaxed generally.
Yeah, that's when you move to anal, and it's not the entree. So I want to say that. The other thing is that I found this particularly interesting. When people talk about double penetration positions, they always suggest that the guy with the bigger penis is in anally because the angle makes it less likely that he's going to fall out. So in that regard, that should have been you. So I think it was probably my fault that I got the angle wrong.
So there was no issue with the angle on my side. The issue for him was not because of the angle or anything. It was the way his legs were positioned.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He had his legs spread, and I was in between his legs he needed to straighten his legs.
Right.
We figured that out afterward.
We did figure that out afterwards.
Remember?
Yes.
So, and because you guys continued fucking after I'd come out of your ass, and he said, "I need to move my legs."
Yeah.
And he moved his legs, and he was fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just purely a logistic problem.
Logistical problem. But later in the evening, I was fucking you, so I was on top of you, and he came up and we had another double penetration. How was that for you? Do you prefer being the person who's in my pussy, or do you prefer being the person who's in my asshole?
So I think there's some additional sexiness to the idea of another man in your asshole. I mean, honestly, in terms of the sensations.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. Talk about both.
I know. So in terms of the physical sensation, not really a great deal of difference, I would say, especially because you're wearing condom. Without a condom, definitely a sensational difference. Mm-hmm. But with a condom, not definitely a sensational difference. So
a distinct.
Yeah, it's not distinct. It's not something that you could say, okay, I'm now in your asshole or I'm now in your pussy. If you were wearing a condom and somebody blindfolded, if I had a situation where it was a blind fucking, mm-hmm. and you were like, just which is it, my vagina or my asshole, and I couldn't feel anything other than your vagina or your asshole or my penis, I think it'd be a tough exercise wearing a condom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, without a condom, totally different. Absolutely know the difference.
Okay.
Sensation or physically, sensationally, no major difference. But the true I think the true reason a lot of men are interested in anal is because there's a naughtiness to it, right? So it gets even more naughty for me when it's somebody else fucking you in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an inch. I mean, that's no surprise to me. It may be a surprise to you, but it's
Was it exciting for you to do DP again, having not done it for a while?
It was lovely. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I'd like to repeat that again at some point, but with a little bit more planning, because I think we ended up in a scenario here where you ended up getting hurt. Maybe not the right word, but certainly you stopped the DP.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm done. I can't do any more of this."
Yeah, by that time, because it was 2 attempts then.
I know.
Not 2 attempts.
That's what I mean.
We fucked both times, but
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it was
so
just...
I feel like there'd be a situation where this would work a lot better if we did it once.
Yeah.
I think it'd be much more. This is my opinion, of course, not
Mansplaining.
Truth. Yeah, no, I'm not, it's just more that I think for you, having things run smoothly would be a better solution for you sexually in terms of just purely the way your body functions from what I know of 10 years of being around it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So the whole experience was sexy. Is it nice for you to relive this right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see you've got a hard cock underneath your...
Yeah, it's been on and off throughout this journey.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's lovely. I think it was a nice experience. He's a fucking superstar, just as a human in general. Enjoy time with him.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So, and add to that he's also
attentive
and loves to go down on you, which is, I mean, I do as well, but he really loves it, which I think is a good thing.
Good and bad. I mean, there's a certain point, as you know.
Well, there's a point where you come and then it becomes a problem.
I'm
for
like,
you.
all right, enough of that now.
You've just got to learn to go round 2 and 3. That's all it is. Like you've got to stop and then get back into it.
Have
later.
a smoko
Have
break.
a smoko. Yeah, have a smoko break.
Okay, so that was the threesome double penetration. So the footage that you took, have you watched it again since we masturbated to it the next morning?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why does that fucking surprise you?
I'm just asking you a question.
Yeah, of course I have.
Do you like this version of it better because you had a more opportunity to kind of stand back and get angles and get...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, it's much better. And you took his socks off.
Yes, I took his socks off. We
need to... Sorry, this is a clear... the clarification needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
In future, I can't take a man's socks off.
You could.
No.
Where are you with the assist is what I want to know. Where's the wingman?
A man cannot take another man's socks off. It's not a thing.
I think it is a thing.
No, not a thing.
I think it is.
Nor could I ask him. I couldn't ask him. No, it's just I need to see the Twitter poll on this. I firmly believe that it is inappropriate for a man in a threesome situation to take another man's socks off.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying we need a Twitter poll.
Yeah,
because
I don't know. He did start with keeping his socks on, and I think it was in the first few minutes, and I was like, hey, take your socks off.
I actually asked you to tell him to take his socks off.
Yeah, I was like, it's weird. Take your socks off.
It's not weird. It's actually the done thing here, by the way. I've checked this out. I've done some sampling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people get cold fucking feet in this hemisphere.
They get cold feet?
Apparently.
Yeah.
From whilst they're banging.
Well, hey, that was the end of our threesome episode. I hope that you liked our discussion earlier talking about that compersion piece.
So you missed the link between the threesome and your UTI.
Oh, yeah, I got a huge UTI after that, unsurprisingly, because for me, when there's been this much activity and there is lube involved and 2 different guys going down on me and fingers involved and everything involved.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually also masturbated with my vibrator at one point during the session as well.
Yes, you did. You were getting fucked from behind.
So throw that into the mix.
Yeah.
And then also, yes, he was fucking me pretty vigorously.
No, it was aggressive.
From behind.
But you came again whilst he was fucking you from behind with the vibrator.
And all of those things just added up into a big pot of a UTI is definitely going to happen. And later that night, I could feel, and I knew.
So you mean after I made fucking eggs at midnight again?
Oh, thank you, babe. That was so good. Yeah, scrambled eggs at midnight. You're a fucking rock star.
1 a.m, I think.
It was 1.
Yeah. And did I have to do anything the next day? Let me think about this. Oh, yeah, I had to go to fucking work.
Yeah, you went to work.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, I mean, look, happy to fuck you and make you eggs.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yeah, not enough though. I mean, I need more appreciation.
Right, so quick thank you to our patrons. Thank you to everybody who is an existing patron, but we do have some new patrons this episode I'd like to thank as well. Quite a few.
Why don't you thank? I mean, why do we not thank the old ones?
We thank them collectively.
Like, but individually?
Because
like all the time.
There's now 75 of them.
Whoa.
I'm really excited by that. I have a goal in my head that I'd like to get 100 supporters by the end of the year. And right now we're at 75. So that's pretty fucking exciting. So thank you everybody who does support us, but thank you to our new people. So David from Excite Media, we've got Kat and Ben, Chan, Joel, Biaki, I hope I pronounced that properly, and C-Man. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Really appreciate the hell out of you. And this weekend, we are going to a swingers club.
We are.
We are heading out to a swingers club called Anaconda.
Yeah, thankfully I fit right in with my huge
snake.
Anaconda.
Yeah. So we are heading out actually this weekend to Ravinia. We're going to go out there and stay Friday and Saturday night, and we're going to go to the club on Saturday. I have spoken to the owners, and we're going to head there an hour early.
Yeah, check it out. That's all.
We're going to go check it out, and we're going to go do some quick videoing and stuff like that. So speaking of Patreon, if you guys are part of our
here's
Patreon.
What's interesting.
What?
Everybody who knows about Ravinia in my entire business, I think, knows about Anaconda. And there's a reason for that. There's a huge billboard. So if you're part of our Patreon community, I'm going to take video and stuff of the entire weekend, and I'm going to give you guys some behind-the-scenes access. But we will be obviously podcasting about the club. We should probably call that backdoor access.
Backdoor access?
Yeah,
there you go.
I reckon.
We will obviously be talking about it after we visit, but this is a huge Christmas party that we're going to.
Yes.
Christmas in July.
But that's not what it is. For all the Australians listening, it's not a Christmas, because there's no such thing as Christmas in July here.
No.
There is in Australia, because in Australia it's fucking cold.
Right.
In July. That's why we do Christmas in July. Hot as shit. The reason it's Christmas in July here, or just Christmas in the month of July, is because they missed Christmas last year because, hashtag fucking COVID.
Exactly. So they'd already paid for the venue. It's been bought out by a dating site here, Spicy Match, and they've bought out the venue. They pay for all the alcohol. So your tickets basically is the club entry and all food and all drinks.
Yes.
So they had that. It was on the books, and so they went, okay, let's do it now in July. So we're going to head out this weekend, and we're excited to. Well, I'm excited. I don't know what you're doing. I'm excited to go to a club here.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I am also interested. We'll see if there's a language.
I'm not sure I'm excited. I'm sure I'm interested.
I was looking at the menu. Freudian slip. I was looking at the attendee list.
Yes. The menu.
The menu.
As we call humans now.
Yeah. Tasty. I was looking at the menu, and there are single men going to this party.
Oh, good.
And actually, I will say one thing.
Maybe we can go for an airtight this time.
Yeah, there you go. One thing I do like about some of the parties here is that you cannot go onto the RSVP list until you are actually a confirmed ticket holder.
Yeah, you have to buy the ticket. I think that's
Then it puts
genius.
you on there. Yeah, so every single person that is on the RSVP yes list, I know for 100% are going to be there.
Yes.
Unless they decide to bug out. But they've all paid for it. And
how's the menu look?
Looking pretty fucking delicious.
Jesus, that's a problem.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I've been...
As he rubs his rotund stomach. Oh, yeah.
Babe, liquid diet tomorrow. Liquid diet, you'll be fine. You lose like 5 kilos in a day. It'll be fine.
Jesus, that 5 kilos might not be enough, though.
Anyway, guys, so we're really excited about the club visit, and
not anymore.
We'll be back. We'll be back to talk.
Jesus, I've got a shed above my tool. I've got a tool shed at the moment. I've got a little bit of a shed above the, where I keep my tools. It's a bit of a problem.
Anaconda.
Anaconda.